Hey, what's going on? It got dark on me. Believe it or not, it's still daytime. It just got dark out there. It's raining and thundering and lightning. So if you don't see this video, I'm sorry. Power went out. Anyways, I was doing my nerd thing and I realized that, well, I read something that says that most small business owners have less than 1 month of cash in their business. And a lot of them don't even know that. So I was like, once I read that, I was like, I know exactly what my next video gonna be. So here we are. I want to go and attack that head on. So there's a big difference between the type of business owner who is annoyed or mildly frustrated by a late invoice and the business owner who feel like the world is falling down, like they panic and having panic attacks, like thinking about firing people, like don't know what's going to happen next because of late invoices. And in this video, I'm going to dive into two key things that put you in the former so that late invoice or something not coming through when it's supposed to is not something that's going to cause a full meltdown in your business. So that's what we get into today. But before we get into it, I'm Albert, or Albert the CPA. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe here, or Albert C. Hurston Jr., owner, founder, CEO of Right Choice Accounting Solutions. I built it and ran it with my amazing, immaculate, perfect wife, Lauren, and our amazing team. We're your full service accounting and tax function, everything from bookkeeping and tax prep all the way up through fractional CFO services and tax strategy. If you need it, make the right choice. We also wrote a book that helps you stop guessing and start leading with your numbers. I think this book is going to be the thing that really helps most people because most people probably won't be able to work with Right Choice early on, but early on you can definitely afford a textbook scrambled into under 100 pages. Anyways, into the video. So this one might be a shorter one because I'm going to get right to the point because I want this to be one that you can actually listen to and implement. So the first thing that every small business owner needs to do is build a cash reserve. If we building it, let me tell you what it is. A cash reserve is literally what it sounds like. It's not savings that you access. It's not money you sit to the side. It's literally a reserve of cash. Typically 2 to 3 months. We advise our clients to keep 3 months. So this is in a savings account, an interest bearing account, but it's something that you're not touching. It's not something that you're planning to use. It's literally your rainy day fund. It's literally your pandemic funds. It's 2 to 3 months of operations that you have available at all times just in case something goes wrong in business. A lot of people say like, man, I don't like to let my money sit around. I spend all my money because money's supposed to be working and blah, blah, blah. All of that is truly blah, blah, blah. Because in business, it's always a roller coaster. There are ups, there's downs, there's ups, there's downs. And you want to make sure you're covered on the downs, not just the ups. So cash reserve. And again, you want to make sure that you have 2 to 3 months of operations. And what I mean by 2 to 3 months of operations, hopefully you have some bookkeeping going on. You need to see how much it's costing you to run your business and not just operations. You want to see how much your credit cards are monthly, how much you're paying, all of these things. You want to see what your cash outflows are every single month or a good estimate. And you want 2 to 3 full months of that. That should be your top cash goal. That's how you stay in business during the pandemic. That's how you stay in business when invoices are late. That's how you stay in business when business is businessing. Anyways, moving along. I know you get what I'm saying. Tip 2 or number 2, it's going to be the cash flow projection, right? And again, this is something where you probably need to work with some type of finance person, your fractional CFO, some type of person who can build you out a real projection based on what's going on in your business. But if you're not there yet, I'm going to give you a simple way to kind of build out a working projection for yourself. And you can use this as long as you focus on that reserve, because any projection is going to be a little bit off because, again, we can't plan like for an accurate future, but we can use what we know to predict what happens next. And that's all your projection is going to be. So the same way that you start by building your reserve, you want to start by building your projection that way. You want to look at your books. If you don't have good books, make sure you got a good bookkeeper and a good accountant who can actually break down how much it's costing you to run your business, both operationally and cash flow wise, because again, there are things that happen cash wise that don't hit operations in your P&L. So make sure you're working with someone who can break down what those things are and what they mean for you. And once you get that information, you can then predict out months, right? If you got $50,000, you got $20,000 coming in, you got $14,000 going out, you know you should have about $6,000 coming in, going up. So your cash should move from, you're just doing the math. You're just doing the math. So I won't complicate it and try to remember the math I was saying, because I forgot me in math. I was just mathing. But you just want to make sure that you got your starting cash. You want to enter in everything that's affecting cash. So yeah, your team, your marketing, your other expenses, overhead, softwares, blah, 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 credit card payments, loan payments, your owner's draws. Hopefully you have an owner draw plan. Don't just be randomly taking money out of your business. That ain't your money. You can be randomly taking other people's money. Your business is other people. Just because you got access to the bank account, that don't mean you can be taking it, because that's the biggest cash flow drip that I see in a lot of small businesses. People really believe that's their money because they got access to it. I hope you know, Elon Musk ain't just going to Tesla bank account pulling money out. That's why the CFO typically goes to jail instead of the CEO in a lot of these big scandalous cases, because the CEO ain't even got no business being in a bank account. But that's a story for another day. Back to the cash flow projection. You want to make sure that you're projecting out your starting cash, what's happening over the month, and then your ending cash. So let's say you got starting cash. I'm going to actually do the math. Let's say you got starting cash of $100,000. And it costs you $40,000 to run your business, and that's operational and cash wise. So you could expect $40,000 to come out of that $100,000, and that leaves you with $60,000. Now let's say you have $50,000 coming in every month. So again, you got your $100,000. You subtract out your $60,000 or your $40,000 to get $60,000. You add in your $50,000 to get $110,000. And then that's your ending balance for this month, your starting balance for next month. And you just build that out. And then you think, okay, so what things am I doing? And you add those things in. So if you know in 2 months you're going to do a marketing thing, you're going to put $20,000 towards it. Go ahead and put that in a projection. If you know you're going to hire a person, go ahead and just estimate how much that's going to be. Put that in your projection. And that way you can see what your cash reserve is, and you can start to build out exactly what's going to be happening with your cash so that you have peace of mind. Because if you project that out and you can look at it, a lot of you are going to see, a lot of small business owners specifically will see, there's a point where you run out of cash. And you need to know where that point is. And you need to also build in for the possibility that maybe something happens that you didn't expect. Any projection I'm building out, I always have a line that's just like unexpected chaos or businessing or something like that, depending on who it's for. Your professional clients don't really like the jokes, but most of those right choice clients, they are here for the jokes and they love the personality of the team over here. So we joke in the numbers. Because the numbers are right. It don't matter what you call them. Anyways, I won't beat a dead horse, but those are the 2 things, right? You want to make sure that your cash reserves are tight. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of a cash projection in place so you can be covered and know what's coming next, because there truly is no reason for small business owners to have less than 1 month of cash, especially if they have thriving businesses or even okay businesses. The first thing you should do is make sure your money's straight in business. So there's no real reason for people to not have money and not even know they don't have money until something goes wrong. So this should really help with that problem. And if it doesn't, drop it in the comments, or you can email us at askalbertthecpa@gmail.com. Ask whatever questions. We actually answer those questions on the podcast. We pick a question every single week. Oh, matter of fact, let me tell you about the podcast. So we have a show that is also on the same AlbertTheCPA YouTube channel. It's called The Real Bottom Line with Albert, where we jump into current events. We jump to a lot of these things and we discuss this stuff by the numbers. The very last segment each week is Ask Albert the CPA. So if you want us to consider your questions, go ahead and submit those again to askalbertthecpa@gmail.com. You can give any feedback. You can drop it in the comments. I like comments. I like to respond to comments. But I'm going to get out of here. So follow Albert the CPA on Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe here. And again, if you have questions about your specific accounting, go ahead and shoot us an email at askalbertthecpa@gmail. And I think I'm going to get out of your hair. Oh, before I do, check out the Business Owner Financial Playbook. So no matter if you are a brand new business owner or you're somebody who's established, this book is going to allow you to understand your business much better by the numbers. So not only understanding it like an accountant would, understand it like a CEO would. It's going to show you what numbers you need to know. It's going to show you how to get them. It's going to help you hold your actual accountants accountable, because it's a superpower to know what done looks like. In this book, this 300 300 pounds, 300-page textbooks that I stuffed into under 100 pages for CEOs because we busy. This is going to be a game changer for people who are actually taking their numbers seriously. So I did put that together. It's available on the site. If you don't have the link, email us at info@rightchoicefirm.com and we'll make sure you have it. And I think that's it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.